I'm going to start crying. Set up for a much calmer and more stress-free evening routine. Hi everyone, thank you so much for stopping by my channel and hanging out with me for another fun video. It has been a hot minute, a very long time since I have filmed anything related to a grocery haul, ingredient prep, meal planning, cook with me, that type of content. And it's the type of content that I really enjoy making. So I thought I would do it this week and take you through everything that I ordered through HelloFresh and just share with you some of the tips and ways that I hack my HelloFresh every time I order it. Free boxes for your friends and family. So you can refer your friends and family and then HelloFresh will give you credit to use on your deliveries. These were very kindly gifted from HelloFresh, but I got to go through the whole process, pick out all the meals that I wanted that would work for us. And I always try to get a spread of meals so that towards the start of the week you can have meals that, use up the produce that you need to quickly, and then towards the end of the week have meals that will last longer. So for example, this week the pumpkin ravioli and chorizo cream sauce and the Caesar style pork burger will be like towards the end of the week, so probably Thursday, Friday, and then the chicken dishes, and I think there's like a beef dish at the start of the week to use those fresh produce up towards the start of the week. But for now, we're going to hack this HelloFresh and get it all set up and prepped so it is as quick and as stress-free as possible. Because even as it is like this, it is great and it is a huge head start when you want to minimize the amount of time that you spend thinking about what's for dinner, having to go and battle the grocery store, having to meal plan, having to try and keep everyone happy, trying to stay healthy and have good food as well. So it's taken that stress out already, but I want to take it to the next level and get as much prepped up, ingredient prep done, so that even when it comes time to cooking dinner, it's super, super stress-free and as quick and easy as possible. I'm really well packed, ice packed to keep everything really nice and cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This just makes it really easy to keep everything all together in the fridge, but taking up less space than the paper bags. And then also seeing what sort of side ingredients come with the meal, just to make sure, for example, this, you wouldn't want to leave that to the end of the week. You'd want to have this towards the start just so it can stay really nice and fresh. To make double sure that I don't forget what's what. Oh, I think this is the chicken metza, Middle Eastern metza, Dhaka, Tremula, yum. Rhubarb crumble. I didn't even know that the dessert came with that. It comes with a dessert. Oh my goodness. What are these? Yum. Balsamic vinegar of Modena. Cola Vita glaze. Yum. That is too cute. Okay, now this meal kit comes with some pears, so I'm going to pop those as part of their salad. I'm going to pop those into the fruit bowl with the avocados and bananas just so they can ripen. Brioche buns. homemade potato fries. Alright, I'm going to do a couple of switch outs. I'm going to switch this lettuce for the end of the week for the burgers and take the mixed leaves and pop it here just so we can use that up earlier in the week. And I might switch these around just so we're not having chicken twice in a row. Yep, okay, that's good. And then that goes in there, the chorizo. Okay, so these are the 4. Obviously, we've got one out that I'm going to be starting making today for dinner tonight. And then there's just a few extras that I just popped in. So the ravioli, which is for that meal. And then I just didn't want to squish this, because if you squash this up, it does tend to go bad quicker. So I want to leave that as unsquished as possible. So in this section down here we have all of the fresh meat. So there's a saying in food safety, if it drips, keep it down. So you want to keep your raw products that may drip and contaminate on anything else well contained and at the lowest level, so there's no possibility of them dripping on anything else. And then whatever is in near it, things that also need to be cooked. So this is some chicken for Freddie, and then there's just some potatoes which also need to be baked. And we have the chicken, some beef, some pork and some chicken in there, and they're all really well packed, so there's no chance that anything is going to be, I mean, there's a very low to no chance that anything's going to be leaking in there, so it keeps it all nice in that one contained area. Now the great thing about HelloFresh is it's always marked with Eat Me Early if it's something that you should be eating towards the start of the week or at the start of when you get your delivery. So anything that is typically chicken, which has a shorter shelf life, but I mean it's the 13th of the 5th, so plenty of time to have that. But they do suggest having the chicken meals towards the start of the week. So I would say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday if you got your delivery on Monday, or certainly within the first 3 days. Very clearly marked on the recipe cards. Eat Me Early. Eat Me Early. So both chicken dishes. This is what we are having this week. So Monday. And the thing that I love about it is that I try to pick recipes for foods that I would typically not cook myself, or that I wouldn't really meal plan myself, so that I'm kind of getting outside of my comfort zone. It's really great if you are stuck in a rut and you find yourself just cooking the same recipes week in, week out. So Korean style chicken tacos, we've had these before and I ordered them again because I love them so much. They're so delicious and the kids love them. Even small things like this, like the pickled onion, it just makes it a little bit different. Like we had a dish last week that was a pasta dish, and it made a topping of breadcrumbs, olive oil and garlic, and you kind of dry roasted them so they were crispy, and you sprinkled it on top of the pasta. It was so good. And then in a recipe that I made on the weekend, which wasn't a HelloFresh recipe, I actually had some left over, so I just made an extra batch and put it on the top, and my sister who was visiting said it was so delicious. So you just pick up those little extra things that just take your recipes to the next level. Same with the Caesar style pork burgers. So the burger buns, you might think, oh well, if you don't eat those towards the start of the week, they're going to go stale, but you just slice them and you can either pop them in the oven or in the grill, and they just toast up really nicely. So that is something that we are going to have like for a Friday night. So instead of takeaway, where you might spend quite a lot of money, just planning a HelloFresh meal that is takeaway-esque inspired, and ordering that for a Friday night instead of going out for dinner or having a takeaway. Now I just have this little document holder from Kmart. I think they're $3 each. Super inexpensive, and I'm sure you can get them on Amazon or at any office supply store. And this just takes care of all of the HelloFresh really nice and easily. So you've always got like a little catalog if you're ever Like even if you're on weeks or days that you don't order HelloFresh, these are great to keep because they are really quick and easy recipes. I mean, nothing is super complicated. It clearly tells you how much prep time. This is a longer one because it's a roasted chicken, but you can easily pick a recipe for a day or a week that you're not having HelloFresh. I typically have HelloFresh week on, week off. And if I'm not ordering HelloFresh, I often refer to their recipes as well. And even if you haven't had HelloFresh before, you can always access their recipe cards online and give their recipes a go. And if you think that they are really worth it, I highly recommend just ordering through them. I honestly think that it works out the same, or I think even maybe a little bit less, because groceries at the moment are so expensive that getting everything in a box, absolutely everything that you need, in the amount that you need, it's eliminating food waste, and it is giving you just everything that you need to create these meals all together without any hassle. Okay guys, so for tonight's dinner we are going to be making this. It's because I've got the most time today to be able to make a recipe like this. It is a bit longer. It's only 25 to 35 minutes prep time, and then it's ready in 50 to 60 minutes. Just like I said, it does have an oven baked chicken component to the recipe. However, because I am hacking this to get it prepped ahead of time, it does say to first sear the chicken in a pan and then transfer it to a dish to bake in the oven and finish it off in the oven. I am going to marinate it first with the chamula spice blend. So I'm going to marinate it for a few hours, and then I'm going to just cook it completely in one go on the Baby Weber barbecue outside. So less cleaning involved, and then you can do it in one step. So that's the great thing. It does give you detailed instructions on how to cook it, how to cook the recipe. If you're a complete novice or you're not really confident in the kitchen, detailed step-by-step instructions, and it is really great for building your confidence in the kitchen. But if you've got a little bit more experience and you're happy with, tweaking or hacking the HelloFresh recipes like I'm going to do today, you can always find ways to pre-prepare or get things ready ahead or in advance. Now, if I really wanted to, I could go through all of those veggies and get all of the prep work done. So peel all the carrots, chop them up, chop up the potatoes, just pop them into some glass containers that will last through till the day that I'm going to eat them. Like chop up all the garlic, just put that in a container. There's so much that you could do to just hack your HelloFresh even further and get it ready more in advance. But I do set aside time in the daytime, and it's kind of like my break from computer work, like editing videos, to just spend a bit of time doing dinner prep. And I usually prep dinner early while the kids are at school, so that once they've come home from school, I'm not finding like I have to try and, hassle and harass them to do their homework or their study or their assessments or whatever. And then by the time that, getting dinner ready, I'm feeling probably pretty tired from a whole day of doing stuff myself. I like to have dinner already pretty much ready to just either cook or put in the oven or ready to go. So I'm not leaving dinner prep right until the last minute when I'm probably feeling the least motivated to want to cook. So this one we are going to hack a little bit so I can get it prepped now while the kids are at school, and then it's ready just to cook after they've come home and after we've done our whole afternoon routine, homework, walks ready, all that kind of stuff's over and done with. I don't have to start from scratch. It's already a little bit pre-prepared.
We are who we are. Why don't I be me and you be you? We're spreading color around us. We're lighting up the sky, it's what we do. We shouldn't care about anyone or anything that brings us down. So come on now, let's be free. Just be yourself. Keep on doing what you do, doing what you do. Just keep on doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do. Do what you like, do what you like to do, do what you like, do what you like, do what you like to do.
So this first step took hardly any time at all, but it is going to be so flavorful, I think, because it has had that extra time to sit in that marinade. So I'm just going to pop this in the fridge, and then probably 20 minutes before I want to cook it, I'll just pull it out to bring the temperature down. That will mean it can cook quicker and more evenly because it's not coming straight out of the fridge into the barbecue. And then just pop that in the barbecue, and that is a super quick and easy way to cook a family midweek meal. Now to continue on with prepping everything that I can ahead of time for the recipe, it says to pickle some onion, so thinly sliced red onion in a medium bowl combined with white wine vinegar and a good pinch of sugar and salt. That is going to pickle that. The other thing that I can do is cut up the halloumi ready to fry, get all the cherry tomatoes halved, chop up the cucumber and just pop that into a little glass container ready to serve. As for the ducker flatbreads, that is something that I can just do while the chicken is cooking on the barbecue, which I think Jake will take care of doing that. And then cooking the halloumi, you want to do that just ahead of time. But that is just a case of browning up the halloumi in a frying pan, which will already be pre-chopped. And then there's just a little honey glaze to go over that, so I can also make that ahead of time. Now for the recipe cards, it does call for ingredients, just basic pantry staples that aren't included in the meal kit. So that might be things like olive oil, salt and pepper obviously, vinegar sometimes, and for this recipe it does say to use some honey. So it does give you a detailed breakdown of the ingredients, and everything that's included is listed. And then if it's included in the recipe but not included in the meal prep, it's just marked with a little asterisk. So for example, the honey, that's got a little asterisk, olive oil asterisk. So that is just assuming that you've got some basic pantry staples in your pantry, so it doesn't have to include all those little super like little tiny bits and pieces like oil, vinegar, salt and pepper, those kind of things that typically everyone's got in their pantry anyway.
Just keep on doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do, what you do, doing what you do, do what you like to, what you like to do, what you like to, what you like to, what you like to do. We shouldn't care about anyone or anything that brings us down. We shouldn't care.
Oh, I don't actually have white wine vinegar at the moment. Whoa. Ooh, I'm going to start crying. I don't have white wine vinegar at the moment. I've got apple cider vinegar, but you know what? We're just going to make do. That will be fine to make it. Holy moly.
I bet you think
Salt.
that I should calm down, and that I'm overthinking everything about you, and that we're good the way we are. But I don't know that much about you, what things you like and what you don't. It's not that long since I met you for the first time. You know we should work it out. You know we should work it out before I'm
Now I already
done.
have some garlic already chopped up in the fridge that I want to use up, so I'm just going to pop that into this is for the halloumi.
First thing I should probably ask.
Lemon, garlic, squeeze of lemon juice, the garlic and honey. Okay. This is the honey glaze for the halloumi.
Ask you all my questions, get to know you better. Like, can you be trusted? Will you take me for granted?
Alright, so that can go in the fridge, and then I just need to chop these bad boys up. So this is kind of like for a salsa slash salad type deal.
And how you move, it kind of makes me go crazy.
think I'll just cut these up. Like so. It is dinner for 4 people, so because we've only got 3 people, and one of those is Riley, who, I don't know, sometimes he eats as much probably as I do, sometimes he eats less. Jake, he's like 15, so he's definitely able to eat like an adult sized portion. So I am going to use some of this salad as the basis for my lunch today because it is for 4 people. And that's the great thing about HelloFresh as well. If ever I do order it on a week when I don't have the kids, I just get a box for 2 people and then I will cook it either at lunchtime and have the leftovers for dinner, or cook it at dinner and have the leftovers for lunch the next day. And they have lots of options. Actually, that's not going to fit. We're going to need a bigger bowl. But maybe after I've taken some out for lunch, I actually feel like having a nice big lunch today. And that's a lovely big salad, salsa, side dish, ready for dinner. And it's just taken that little bit of prep time away. So by doing the chicken and getting that all ready, getting this sorted and this sorted means that I'm not kind of trying to do 15 things at once in the afternoons or in the evenings, when it can get a little bit hectic with after school activities, or even getting the kids to do their homework and study, getting Freddie walked and all those things done. Just getting that little bit ahead, it honestly saves my sanity. And one tip that I do recommend, if you are struggling with your evening routine, this definitely helps. Food prep, meal prep, getting a meal service like HelloFresh, but also bringing your whole evening routine earlier by 30 minutes or an hour. So if you maybe typically have dinner at 7 o'clock and you're finding it a real struggle to get everything done and getting the evening routine done, getting the kids sorted, getting dinner made, and then getting everything cleaned up afterwards, and your evening routine is just getting on top of you, bring it all back by half an hour or an hour. So plan to have dinner maybe at 6 or 6:15, just until you can get sort of ahead and on top of things. It really doesn't really make a difference if you eat a little bit earlier or, you know, even an hour earlier. Usually my kids are pretty hungry after a full day of school. They'll have a little snack in the afternoon after they come home. Nothing too huge that they wreck their appetite, but they are quite happy to eat like 6:30 rather than 7 or 7:30. That also means that you've got that little bit of extra time where everyone can pitch in and just help clean up the kitchen and reset the house before, you know, whatever. At the moment we're watching Lego Masters, so by 7 or 7:30, whenever that's on, everything's already taken care of. So you're not kind of just battling the clock to get everything finished. It's all pre-prepared, it's all set up for a much calmer and more stress-free evening routine. I've also got the halloumi that I can just chop up. So even taking it out of its packaging and chopping it up ready to pan fry quickly later on tonight, it's just another thing that you don't have to deal with doing. And honestly, if I came home and I was really tired after work or something, like when I used to work outside of home in an office, little things like this would probably turn me off cooking if I came home late one night and I was faced with having to deal with all of this after you pick up the kids or you pick them up from daycare. You've been working all day. Having everything pre-prepped a few days ahead in advance, it just saves so much time and so much stress and pressure on your evening routine if you've got kids. So definitely, if I can recommend anything to make your life a little bit easier, other than having a cleaning schedule, it is to meal prep as much as you can, even ingredient prep ahead of time, so that you are doing the fewest things possible when it comes time to making dinner.
Before I'm too invested, I should probably ask you all my questions, get to know you better. How can you be trusted? Will you take me?
I am so seriously looking forward to making this. I love halloumi so much, but I very rarely get it to make at home. I usually get it, like if ever we go to a Greek restaurant, this is the one thing I always get. We look forward, we have a Greek festival every year, Panegyri, that's coming up later this month. Without fail, always get grilled halloumi. But now that it's super easily available and in the supermarkets, you'd think that I'd get it and make it sometimes, but it's just one of those things that you never really think about when you're doing your own grocery shopping. But when you are using like a meal kit like this, where it just gives you those extra special ingredients that you might not otherwise incorporate into your everyday meals, because humans are creatures of habits, and I'm no exception. I'll always default back to my super easy family meals, and it can get like a little bit boring, a little bit in a rut. So just having those little extra, something different, it's just like something different to have. But you don't have to, you know, put all the thought into researching recipes or thinking, that looks too complicated. Like if I saw that on a recipe on a website or something, I might say, oh yeah, that looks really nice, but holy moly, to get all the ingredients and then to have to cook it all, too complicated. And I'd probably skip it and just do something like, I don't know, Moroccan chicken tenders in a wrap or something like that, which we've had 1,000 times over. But this, just having those extra little ingredients like the baba ganoush, the garlic sauce, the dukkha, the chamula seasoning that is marinating the chicken, and the halloumi, grilled halloumi, it just brings it all together and gives you such a different recipe, which is what I'm really trying to do. I'm really trying to get out of my comfort zone, out of my everyday meals, and just try new things. It is one of my goals to try a different meal each week. So this is a really easy way to hit that goal without even having to think about it. Now I'm just going to spend 5 minutes quickly cleaning up. There is very, very little cleanup, which is another thing that I love. Just got the chopping board and the knife to wash up. This is from my little stash of, I have some garlic and usually some onion on hand, usually in the fridge all the time, again just to meal prep and make evenings as quick and easy as possible. Just pop the rubbish in the bin, have some lunch. I think it's about 1:30, yeah, it's 1:37 now, so just in time to have some lunch quickly and maybe just have a bit of a half-hour chill out. That'll be time to do the school run, pick up the kids, and then the fun of the after-school activities begins. But I feel so much better any day, any weeks that I do meal planning, do my meal prep Mondays, the weeks just run so much smoother and so much easier. So if you have not tried meal planning and meal prepping, something I'd highly recommend. I've got loads of meal planning and meal prepping videos, so I'll make a playlist and I will link it in the description below. So if you do want some more inspiration on meals, I will video a bit of what we end up cooking tonight and include that at the end of this video. But if you did enjoy it, be sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below, because that's really the only way that I know that you enjoy this type of content, outside of how many views it gets, obviously. But really the likes and the comments really let me know that this is the type of content that you enjoy watching and that you want to see more of, because otherwise it's kind of just a guessing game for me in what kind of videos to make. And I mean, I really love cooking. I love cooking for the family. I love getting the kids involved in cooking, as you know if you've watched my videos. So I really love these kind of videos to make, and I haven't made them for a while, so just, yeah, let me know.
Before I'm too invested, I should probably ask you all my questions, get to know you better. Like, can you be trusted? Will you take me for granted? Will you let me down? Before I'm too invested, you should take it easy. Maybe we could test this and work out our feelings. Maybe when I love. Do you know I'm looking, and I can't help but smile? Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on, I put my feet up, and we just sing along, and I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you sleep.
think it looks good?
Yeah, it does.
I'm most excited for the halloumi, I've got to say.
The bread.
Pickled onion is good. And you were supposed to cook this in the oil in the pan, but I thought I'd just leave it plain. And then if we don't finish it, doesn't matter.
Pickled onion
Okay,
is good.
come on. Good job, buddy.
Good job, Robbie.
Good job, you little boy.
I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together?
So guys, that about wraps up today's video. I hope you've enjoyed hanging out with me as I did this little HelloFresh hack, ingredient prep, and cook with me. I would 100% highly recommend you jump on their website and get this recipe card and give it a try. Most of the ingredients you can find at your grocery store. Anything that might be a little bit tricky to find, like the dukkha or chamula, you could probably pick it up at a spice store or a Asian type grocer. I don't think you'd have too much problems finding it. It was so delicious. The kids loved it. There were no leftovers. Oh, there was some chicken left over, but there was nothing else left over. That halloumi went so quickly and I cannot wait to try that again. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe before you go. Hang out and watch another few videos. Have a fabulous day, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone.